Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Life Lessons by the Experienced Grandpa. In this game, we're gonna be watching how to play Techie and how to feed the enemy team effectively. Now, we're gonna take a look on the pick in the beginning. For the Radiant team, we have Techie, Axe, who is currently feeding. This useless hero, as you can see, he's even AFK. And Slack, that is late for the rune. This guy should have been charging the Slack, but apparently he's more professional than that. Now we have a Husker in the other team, Lesbian Commander, Spirit Breaker, Sniper, and in fact, Traxxas, right? Yeah. And we have a Slark on the mid. That's a rather strange hero to go mid. And in fact, we have, on the other hand, 3 heroes on the mid on the other side.
They want to make sure that the mid is secured.
They want to make sure that the opponent gets some brain hacks, so the opponent won't be able to operate their brain successfully. Now, our Techie player placed his mine over here. If you play Techie, you can put your mines either here, 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 there, there, or there. Now, everywhere where you have a slight passage, you should put your mines. Let's see where will our lesbian commander walk first. That way we can effectively establish how our Techie player failed in his mine positioning. Now, what is he doing for the moment? Okay, he has a bunch of clarity potions, or should I say, a vast amount of clarity potions in the ability of usage at the current point of time. Not much is happening for the moment in this game. I don't understand why Zach's in the lane feeding. He should be in the forest. He's actually doing a good job harassing Traxxas, and he went for the battle hunger. That's good. On the mid lane, actually we missed the first blood. No, in fact we didn't. We saw it, it was right here. I guess I'm getting some brain hacks. If you're putting your mines here, you should bear in mind that you should put them here where the rune is spawning. So if people want to get the rune, they're gonna get wrecked.
I thought that they would know if I put them there, and that's why I put it a bit further, thinking that was a good tactic.
He should use his press attack on himself. Yeah, that's a good job. And let's see if the Spirit Breaker has what it takes to... Apparently he has what it takes to become the real Spirit. And then you buy back immediately. Instead of charging, you teleport. And he can rather successfully utilize his bank account onto the stupid shit in this game. Now, there is nobody here, so... In fact, I put my money that this Spirit Breaker can make a kill here, but apparently she's rather stupid, and there we have a touchdown. So the Spirit Breaker is doing everything in his power to kill the opponent's team, but his team is just letting him down all the time. I mean, he teleports over here, and his team is not there to back him up. Now we have a Husker farming. He's going for the boots of however they're called. I forgot.
Look
Power
at that.
threads.
Yeah.
You have to forgive the grandpa for forgetting. Now, what is our Techie doing? How many mines do we have here?
Let's say 6, 7, maybe 8.
That's a lot already. You need 4 or 5 to kill in the beginning of the game. That way you can put more mines around and utilize them in a more successive manner. Now, there's nothing this guy can do in this lane, as I said.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And it's just a matter of question, when will Huskar start feeding out of the enemy team? Now I want you guys to see how to effectively not be able to kill the Drow Ranger, but mindlessly run around. And there we have a sneaky attack. And what is this player doing? An even better question, what is this player doing? And again, even better question, what is this player doing? Another successful, rather successful attack by Slark. And he fed he did and it looks like the creeps are sending some packets toward the Drow Ranger. I don't know why he doesn't go back to the base in order to replenish his life essence. Now, what is our Techie doing?
Overkilling, as usual.
Yeah, overkilling the nobodies. At this rate, Huskar has power threads. He's gonna go get them, and I'm sure that since he has the biggest level in the game, since there's nobody mid to contest him, who the hell is playing mid anyway in your team? Who was the mid in your team?
Slark.
And then he went to gank.
Yes, because that plan was successful, so he doesn't want to miss an opportunity to do that again.
You're right. But if somebody leaves mid and you're Techie, you should go mid and just stand there and get experience in order to gain some level, because Techie really lacks levels because of the constant mine spamming. And as you can see here, you could have placed more mines over there or over here, and you would get some easy kills.
To be honest, I was afraid that they had a Spirit Breaker, because if he sees me, then I'm done with. And because of that, I wanted to hide as much as I can in the woods.
Yeah, but you don't give a fuck, you have a suicide. If he sees you,
Yeah.
you just come and explode.
Yeah, you're right.
Of course, I'm fucking right. Now, let's take a look at another rather successful leap by the Slark player. I just have to turn it back in order for you guys to see how professional you have to be when you're a mid player. Now, Slark is sniping the Spirit Breaker, and he's doing everything, but his team is just not supporting him, as you can see. He did everything here in order to kill this Spirit Breaker, and this axe got rather lucky. I don't understand why this Disruptor didn't continue using his Thunder Strike. Also, he should have at least one level in Glimpse. What the hell is going on here? If he had Glimpse, he could have returned one of the enemy players and just use his first ability, and then that player would be wrecked to death for his entire life, at least in the next 20 or 30 seconds, since it's the early game. Now we have a disrupted, and whatever the fuck. Now, another successful movement by the Gandalf here, and look at that. I mean, you just have to wonder what is inside of the mind of a player that pulls all the freaking creeps and comes over here. Now follow me, creeps. And then you entrap yourself into the force field, or should I say kinetic, because the name of it is kinetic field, and die everywhere all over the place. Now let's see how Techie will die here. Okay, looks like Traxxas lost her balls on the way. It's rather unfortunate for Techie because he was luring her into the trap of the explosion of the Bakuhatsu. Once again, grammatical lesson from the experienced grandpa. Use your fucking battle hunger. Jump him slack, you fucking idiot. Not now, you idiot. Instead of just ulting the Traxxas, he uses this second ability, and now he's gonna feed this sniper player. And it appears that we have a idiot Slug that runs away here instead of there towards the mines in order to kill the sniper, but
he didn't have any creeps. Because those players, when they have creeps all around, then they do it.
You're actually right.
So he was all alone. What can he do?
Yeah, she should have actually pulled a vast amount of creeps in order to farm them on the mines. And I told you, here's a good spot. You could have mined this as well. And apparently you're gonna die here. No, you suicided, and you got a kill on the fucking idiot that has 100 HP. Now, to check the other lane. This is a mistake by the Spirit Breaker because Axe is surrounded by a bunch of creeps, and he's not using his call for some reason. Or he did use it, in fact, and I guess we missed another successful professional. You see, the Keeper of the Light is doing everything, but his team is not supporting him. He was there. He attacked. His what?
Or his horse.
Yes, his horse is not supporting. His horse is
supporting his ambition.
The horse is rather weak for the ambitions of the Keeper of the Light. It looks like that we have another rather sneaky movement by the Slark. That's the only thing that he does in this game. He moves around like a sneaky snitch. Now, if he wanted, he could have ulted here and killed the Traxxas. But you know what, guys? You know what? It's better to go back again here and then come and jump like that. I mean, what is going through this kid's mind, you guys, when he does this kind of things? Like, what is... If this narrator of the game could just shut the fuck up, it would be fucking wonderful. Now, he sees the Traxxas. It's already too late to use the fucking pounce. Let's just say that he tried to escape, you know? Let's just keep it on the fact that he tried to escape from the dual lane of the Scourge team, or whatever the fuck you call it these days. And I think it's rather high time that we return this game speed to normal. Now, Disruptor still doesn't have his second ability. This guy could have actually escaped 10 times, but instead of running here, he should have run there, for example, and be even more obvious. I don't understand how Husker died here, and how in fact how this guy actually killed him. But nevertheless, let's go back to the Techie. Still level 2. I told you should go there. I told you to go there. And we have a mobile axe. Minute 13. He's still farming. He still doesn't have his blink dagger. And he's rather dead here. He should die here. Easy kill. Easy kill. He stole your kill there. This was actually your kill.
They always do it.
He sent some packets. He sent a vast amount of packets towards your geographical position. And it looks like that lesbian commander is rather strong at this level of game. Now the problem is that this Slark is just running around like a mindless or eyeless flea. And to be frank with you guys, he looks like one as well. And I can be frank sometimes, even though that's not my name. And instead of running back to your base, what the fuck happened to the camera? Why I don't see the successful bounce? You should ulti here, Slark. Ulti, you fucking idiot. Look at that. His ultimate ability is off the cooldown. And when he ults, not even Gem can see that shithole. But no, you have to feed. And a successful player didn't go to heal into his base. And we have an onslaught feed on the Huskar. And Raptor once again makes easy plays. But nevertheless, Husker is getting more and more items, while our Slark, he doesn't even have power threads. And that was another successful reflective with reflexes attack. He had like forever to come to this lesbian commander. He should use his second ability on her. Use your second ability on her. Use your fucking second ability on her. And looks like I managed to fuck up, and we have a successful attack by the Slark. Still not using his ultimate, diving the 3 players. I don't know what the hell this guy is doing. What is inside of the mind of the Slark player? If someone can answer this question to me, you should post it in the comment section below. Now, I read all of my comments, so if I don't read your comment, it's rather unsuccessful for you. And I have to say I'm sorry, but there's just too many people that write comments into my videos. And Granpa just doesn't have time. Now, the lesson to be learned here today is all of these players don't know what the fuck is going on, except maybe for this guy. And feeding Keeper of the Light. If he makes this kill, I cut my dick. And once again, his team is just abandoning him. His team is abandoned. He's doing everything he can to stop their carry from farming, but his team is just not there to support him. And that's rather sad for them. That fucking horse is not working properly. He should return it to the owner, wherever he bought him. Or to bring him to the horse reparation center. And on this side, we have another successful blink call from the axe, from the captain's, the sons, or whatever the fuck, and another successful escape from the Traxxas. And I would like you guys to just take another look on how to gank players, how to successfully jump over them, and have your boot on intelligence. Now, it takes a lot of skills to have your boots on intelligence and run around and make all of these kills. Running around, making kills left and right. Once again, our Slark player is just running around everything and everybody he can on his way. Nobody wants to run around this Slark because he's the strongest run-arounder here in the existence of the reality at the current time and space. Now, we have another successful pounce. If there wasn't this axe, instead of ulting him, he rather uses battle hunger and uses more mana than he should have. Now, I wonder if Techie got some more kills in this game that we missed. No, he has two, and we saw both of them. The Nether is on the side of Huskar. The problem is that the second guy is in the same team. And the biggest problem is that your Disruptor is above all of you guys. Instead of this guy, for example, when you play Slark, you play carry, you go to this lane, you farm your shit, and then you win the late game or the mid game, depending on how many creeps you have. He ulted here, at least so he can escape. And I don't believe this. He actually did it. He actually lured them into the... Instead of luring them again, better pounce on this guy that is already fed and just take a spoon and feed him some more, you know? Just put it in his mouth and feed him some more, you fucking idiot. And
He's hungry.
Definitely, he's rather hungry. He has his vast amount of items, and now there's a successful attack by the keeper of the not horses. Every horse he has ridden tied into the death. And once again, we can see that his team is just abandoning him. He's doing everything for his team, but his team is doing nothing. That's a good spot. The problem is you're level 5 now, and you still don't have your ultimate ability.
No.
That's the problem. That's rather problematic in this game for you. And there's your level 6.
I fucked it up, yeah. I was confused.
What confused you?
Grandpa, remember when you told me that they can brain hack me too?
Yes.
I think that's what happened, because all the time, all I could see in my head were their mothers, and I had this feeling that I fucked them. All of their mothers. Even I don't know what that means, but that was the only thing that I could see. I think that brain hacked me. Fucked me.
In fact, believe it or not, when you're playing games like this, it's rather often that these things happen, that you see those kind of images in your cervical spectrum of the inside of your lobotomic activity, geographical, whatever the fuck. Now, here, There was an easy kill, but Traxxas decided not to attack. This guy that is doing everything for his teams, he's buying wards, he's placing the wards everywhere. He's attacking their strongest player, but his
He's
team,
riding a horse.
yeah, he's even doing everything on the horse. I mean, how professional you have to be to come here every fucking time and feed the fucking Husker with a fucking spoon into his fucking mouth every fucking kill. This guy's just too professional for you guys. I don't even know how he's not on the bottom. And once again, Axe doing something. Once again, stupid Slark running away when he could have made a kill. But I think it's better to run away and attack when you feel ready, like when you go one-on-one with this guy, because it's obvious that he's level 17. Even though you're level 11, that won't stop you from winning this guy, because we can see from the distance that it's you who is the best. Now, we have two best players in the game for the moment attacking. Husker, Keeper of the Light, is doing fucking everything. Again. Everyone else is just working against him, in fact. Now, he's attacking Husker. And once again, it's his horse that betrayed him. Just a fucking horse shit, you guys. And we have a Techie here. Still putting mines on the most important place in the game. You should have, in fact you did. That's a good spot. But apparently they have the information into their database that you place the mines here, so there's nothing you can do now in order to change that.
They just didn't go to that shop. I think that later on something will happen. I'm not sure.
Maybe they have account on other shops, like maybe they buy things in other places. You can never know.
Like some discount ticket or something like that, coupon.
That does happen, in fact, that does happen. Now let's see the items of Lesbian Commander. You don't need this. This is totally not necessary for this guy. When you play this guy, you need Blade Mail that you activate every time before attacking someone. Because like this, you cannot even kill the freaking Gandalf with this damage that you don't have. He has 10 victory damage in 25 minutes of the game. And his team is owning the other team. Now we have another feeding spree onto the Husker. And once again, Keeper of the Light is doing everything he can to kill the opponent's team, but his team is just not there to help him. And we have some help. Not a whole bunch, but it's something. And their Keeper of the Light did everything he could to this Drow Ranger. I don't know why she isn't running away. And you can see the reaction of Slark, like the Trax is standing there, and the reaction of Slark is it's the most important moment now of the game for him to farm. Not to farm when I told him to, but right now, when they're fucking in your base, literally, you go and fucking farm.
But now he'll kill them all, yeah.
Look at that. Now he lured him into the tower of the base. It's just that his team is not there to support him. And this is the time when you leave the game. Because you did everything you could. Your team is just not as good as you, so you just have to exit. In order to kill Husker that is so freaking farmed right now, the only chance you have is to make a hex. And even then, there's nobody in your team to deal damage. Because Slark is so professional. But he has this item. Now, once again, we have Kotal of the Light that is doing everything. And his team is just abandoning him and betraying him. Now let's see the score of the Kotal of the Light. 212. I'm sure he can do better.
He had 7 assists, 7 steals from other players, you know?
No assist is when you act in a way that you guys kill somebody, but it's not personally your kill. So I guess he managed to hit some players with his ability, and they counted this. Now we have a Spirit Breaker. Apparently he was too broken to continue playing this game. And even with the shitty build, this guy manages to make a kill. That was a good suicide, was it? Yes, it was. What's gonna happen here? Let's see. Absolutely fucking nothing. Now, also when you play Axe, you should rather make your blade mail, because Vanguard won't help you that much. You can totally see that this guy is a better player than the rest of the people in the game. Now, Techie is receiving a vast amount of packet spams towards his personal computer, and he's unable to escape successfully from the player of the... What the fuck is that? Where did you learn your English, my friend?
How scared.
Don't scare him. Another holy shit from the Husker player. Did we miss a kill from the Techie? I don't remember. That was a kill here. And I don't remember the other kill.
And the shop too. Their shop.
Ah, we missed a kill here.
Yeah.
I don't remember even what was it.
No idea.
And once again, his horse is just not listening to him. His horse is rather horsing around, you guys.
His horse is an ass.
Just fucking horseshit. Now, another successful attack by the Axe. Let's see in the replay analysis. How did this thing happen in the first place? Now, this guy is running towards the sniper. When you put him your second ability, you slow him down. Another successful call. He was a bit too early with his ultimate ability. And
But he waited. That's important.
he waited in order to blink away and evade the bullet from the sniper player. Now, Disruptor is successfully ulting everybody, but there's just not a team that can handle the skill that Disruptor has into his hands. And the biggest MVP in the game is not coming back, unfortunately, because he was obviously the biggest leader in this game. The leader of the team. And once again, we have a major nuke attacks from the horse. It looks like the horse cannot handle the pressure that the Keeper of the Light puts him under. This is why I told you that this hero is so freaking useless and you shouldn't play him. Except if you're going for some hex build and by the way, to counter the attacks from Huskar, you should now, when you're Disruptor and Huskar has Ultra Kill, you should make sure that you buy back and try to give him the Rampage. It's really important. Or even better, the most successful player gives him Rampage.
It wasn't him. It wasn't him. The horse jumped, purposely on him.
The horse jumped, but his team is not there to cover him. And we have another Rampage by the Huskar. By the way, if Huskar jumps you, you should buy this item. Buy this fucking item. Ghost Scepter. It's gonna give you the ghost form, and you cannot receive the physical damage. Now, Huskar's second ability is magical damage. So whatever I said, you can just ignore, in fact. I guess I'm getting a brain virus packets that has been updated, so I cannot utilize my cervical abilities successfully. And at this point, I don't understand why Keeper is not buying out to kill the Huskar, because this guy is so low now. There's an opportunity for another Rampage. Looks like those bombs will never be used.
Yeah, well, I was just repeating to myself what my grandpa told me. And he told me that if I want to comprehend the physical reality of the existence of the space-time continuum, of the geographical location that I'm
And the coordinates.
yeah, that I shouldn't be a fucking idiot.
More or less, you're right. But if you want to win games, you should select heroes that can dumpster the whole enemy team, and that you carry your freaking team on your fucking 4 years old back. Now, whoever stayed to watch this game until the end, I salute them.
My condolences.
As well. And we have another lesson in Russian. That means like. Now, it can mean that somebody is a noob, or that this guy likes something. As you can see, Keeper of the Light was constantly backed down by his team, even though he did everything for his team, as well as this Slark Picker. I have never seen such a guy that runs around mindlessly all over the map, making kills left and right, and still being abandoned by his team.
And I think that's an important lesson. How the life is unfair, because Keeper of the Light offered his help to the whole team, sacrificed himself 18 times, and didn't get anything in return.
So the lesson to be learned here today is learned today is if you want to be a good Dota player, or good player generally. You're not supposed to be playing games with your fucking feet. All right?
And don't have a fucking horse.
Yeah, in your rectum. And with that, experienced grandpa and inexperienced grandson signing out.